VE3 GNP. Yeah, everything's quiet. We're still getting over Ruby, but everything else is quiet. Yeah, not much happening. Just into work in my radio room. Well, the repeater, I got the repeater in the cabinet, and I got battery backups coming in, and all kinds of stuff like that. We got it linked. The repeaters are linked to Dave's repeater out in Gulf, and yeah, it's working pretty good. Yeah, it's 142.725, positive offset, and a tone of 131.8. One, sorry, 442.725. Yeah, that's the FM, and then the fusion has no tone. Well, still working on it. We're just playing with the linking. We're linking repeaters together. 24/7, we'll link 3 repeaters together all the time. Yeah, that's the whole idea. I'll probably stick around for a little bit. Probably not the whole night, but for bed anyways. I get up early in the mornings.
Victor Echo 3, Golf Bravo Delta.
Victor Alpha 3, November, Charlie Alpha.
Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey Juliet.
Not much to report there, Chuck. Just like you said, getting the garbage ready to go and blue boxes and blah blah blah. Oh my God! But yeah, other than that, not much to report. Actually, a great night though.
Well, yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that there. I have 8.6 degrees on the plus side here outside the CJZ studio there, George. So it's been really unusually warm for this late into the December. So yeah, we'll take it. But things are about to cool down, I think, down to 3 degrees or so. But yeah, hey, it was nice.
Oh, absolutely. Well, night, but Yeah, we know we're gonna get snow and a lot of cold weather. So but we're taking it in stride, right? That's the way they say it. Taking it in stride.
Yeah. Well, you can't do much about it, right? So, anyways, hang on a second there, George. I do believe I heard someone trying to key up underneath you there, but of course you were a lot stronger. So, is there any other stations wanting to comment or come in there? Come on in. All right, nothing heard. Okay, very good then. So, George, you going to stick around? We'll just keep going down the list.
No, I'll stick around for a bit. I don't know how long, but I will be sticking around. I'll be out here.
All right. Well, we just got started. So, we're here for a couple of hours. Thanks for checking in, George. Let's move down to NCA VA3 November Charlie Alpha. Come on in.
Good evening, Chuck. Good evening, everybody on net. Yeah, I've got that high noise floor again here, but you are making it through, and so is George there. About an S7 of noise that you're getting over top of, but there's crackle in the background, but I can hear you just fine. That was a nice orderly check-in there with the last three stations to go in. I heard everybody come in order. What was this? This was a work from work day. Nice way to start the day, actually. It was our departmental holiday breakfast. So we tried something different this year, and we had a holiday breakfast, which was nice. Yeah, about a half day work, I guess, is what that means, because we spent the first half of the day having an extended breakfast there at on the campus. So weather was decent. Eventually, I guess it started off raining, but we're sitting at about 8 now in Dundas. Yeah. And I think I just ran through everything I have to report for this round. So I'll send it back to you, Chuck. Thanks, VA3NCA.
All right, very good there, Wade. Well, it's December. It's we're into the second week of December now. And so you'll find a lot of workplaces are a little bit more, relaxed, less work gets done, and more festivities. That's how I remember it back in my day in the workforce, but it wasn't that long ago. But anyways, yeah, you're right. It's a beautiful evening there, Wade. So I'm glad you didn't have to work too hard. So you can look forward to more of those days throughout December, I'm sure. Okay, Wade, we'll put you on the side for now and keep going down the list, and we'll get back to you. Thank you very much, sir. Next, let's go to the same area you're in, but it's in Ancaster, right? The E3RWJ. Chris, come on in.
Yeah, hello, Chuck. Great signal, except I also have local noise mostly on 2 meters, and I'm still trying to figure out where that's coming from. It's been bugging me for about 3 years now. So if I could ask Wade a quick question, who was just ahead of me there. Wade, do you notice when the noise shows up for you? Does it come on at a certain time of day? For me, it's at least the last week or so. It's every day at about 4:14 in the afternoon. 4:14 is when it suddenly shows up. Before then, it was about 5:26. It was a little later. So it kind of, every few weeks it changes when it starts, depending on, I guess, something to do with sunset. Anyway, that's how it is here. I don't know if that's what Wade's experiencing, but I'm trying to get some kind of bearing on it so I can try and hunt down what it is. Anyway, back to you, Chuck. Thanks for doing the net. We're going to just sit and listen for a while. VA3CJZ, the 3RW.
Yeah, very good there, Chris. We'll give Wade a shout in a second. I just wanted to mention that I too have a very high noise floor tonight, S4 on my meter for noise, so it must be going around. But I do know that there is some man-made interference going on as well. So, Wade, do you have a response there for Chris?
Yeah, I do. I've noticed it just in the last few weeks, and so I unscientifically attributed it to Christmas lights because that's around the time they started to go up in my neighborhood. I don't recall being able to pin it down to a time, but it would make sense if Christmas lights. It would make sense if it was towards the the twilight hours. I will try and tune in to a couple of channels, maybe around 4 o'clock, and see if I can pinpoint that type of a turn on as well. But it seems to me I didn't have this problem until, as I say, a couple weeks back, and yeah, it was just a guess, but I kind of attributed it to holiday lights with all the fancy LED blinkers and such. Those things can be a lot noisier than the incandescents were. But I will try and figure out a pattern, and I'll update you when I if I find something. Thanks, and back to you, I guess, Jack. Back to you.
Yeah. Any reply there, Chris, RWJ?
No, other than thanks for investigating a little bit there, Wade. I really appreciate it. I've had nothing to go on really. It's strong enough. It's strong enough that interferes with things on my outdoor antenna, but I don't think it's local enough that I can get it with a handheld. I borrowed a friend's Yagi and walked around the neighborhood and couldn't figure it out. This has been ongoing here for a while, so we might not be dealing with the same. You and I might not be dealing with the same noise. You're right. It's probably Christmas lights. With me, it's something on a timer for sure, because it comes on, like in the summer, it comes on later, because the sun sets later. And then right now, in the dead of winter, it's a lot earlier. 4:14 is when it shows up here, and it doesn't disappear until a little after 11:30, like 11:39 most nights. Just like clockwork, it vanishes here. So. The mystery continues. Back to you, Chuck, and I'm just going to listen to the net. 3RWJ.
Sounds like a grow up.
Well, they're not sharing their product with me. I'm very disappointed.
Well, yeah, it's just a possibility. It could be the change from the growing to the budding. Different times on the timer, so just a thought. V3PDL.
Okay, very good. Thanks for that injection of levity and information as well there, Paul, PDL. Okay, before I take you, Paul, just hang on a second. And Chris, one last thing. I heard you mention your 220 net earlier. Do you think you could share that information over here with anyone who might have 220 capabilities? Over.
Sure. Yeah, if any of you have equipment for 220, please dust it off and warm it up and try out the Burlington 220 net tomorrow night at 7 p.m. That's on 224.740, 224.740, no tone. The repeater's on the escarpment, so you'll have no trouble getting into it, even with even with a handheld. We had 15 check-ins last week, so it's starting off with a bang.
Okay, very good, very good. So the frequency one more time, please, and the tone.
No tone, but it's the repeater is 224.740, 224.740, and it's the standard offset for that band, which is minus 1.6 megahertz. But the radio should do it automatically, I would think. 224.74.
All right, very good then. Thanks again, Chris, and great job on getting all those check-ins done within roughly a half an hour period there. That's a good great job. Okay, Chris, thanks again for checking in. And next, let's go say hello to VE3 Papa Delta Lima. Good evening, Paul.
Hey, Chuck, Garnet, Chris, Wade, George was in there,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping I'm not missing anybody. Anyways, good to hear you guys in there. Just figured I'd jump in, and I was listening along since the beginning, and figured I'd jump in now. So, hope I didn't step on anybody too hard jumping in. VE3PDL.
Oh, yeah, not at all, Paul. Not at all. You got a gentle footprint there. Okay, very good. And oh, by the way, congratulations. I haven't had the opportunity to speak to you since you become a grandpa one more time. So, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. The baby was born healthy and November 29th. Just a smidgen under 6 pounds. Baby boy, his name's Xavier. And my daughter said she didn't even, like, giving birth was like nothing almost. She goes, when you have to bear down and stuff, it hurt. But she was lucky and didn't have all the pain beforehand. And not as much during, I guess. So I was lucky for her. But she's a small girl too. So anyway, yeah, everything good on that front. And thank you, Chuck. And yeah, all is well.
Oh, very good. Well, tell her I said congratulations. And, Paul, being at the hospital with my wife when she was giving birth there was the nurses had to rush out because of the women that came in were or the woman that came in was just gonna give birth right then and there, so they had to leave. And we saw so many women that just had their baby and they start walking around like almost a few minutes later. It's so easy for them, eh? And some others it's a lot more difficult. So congratulations on an easy delivery there. So, anyways, radio news. I was on this morning around the 11 o'clock a.m. hour, and I heard 10 meters opened up. So I got a couple of contacts in France and one in Italy. And they weren't just 5-9, thank you very much. We exchanged information and our names and the gear we used. And so it was 3 full QSOs with those gentlemen there. And that was very rewarding, because oftentimes guys just want to get your signal report and move on, right? So that was a lot of fun. So how about you, Paul? You've been pretty busy lately, right? You haven't had a chance to do any HF scoping or anything?
No, not much at all. And even when I have had time, I'll do a quick listen and nothing catches my ear. I just turn it down and do something different. So, yeah, not too much, brother.
V3BK.
Okay, VE3BK, you're acknowledged. Stand by. Okay, Paul, thanks very much. You going to take off or are you going to stick around a little bit?
I'll be in and out like a Boy Scout.
As always. All right, very good then. Maybe Rick has something to say to you too. Who knows? Hang on. Let's welcome in VE3 Bravo Kilowatt.
Hey, I was right there at the beginning, Paul, and you didn't mention me, but I think Chuck didn't hear me either. And I think I'm the one that threw a courier on you there, Chuck. I had a problem with one radio. I was trying to put it on this radio, and here my keyer was leaned against the microphone, and it was transmitting every time I turned it on. So we got backfeed. Anyway, sorry about that. And so Paul, you got to say hi to everybody that's going to be on here tonight there, and that'll be better. Anyways, Chuck,
Reg, I don't know him. He was going to Indonesia, and I haven't seen him for a couple of weeks now. So he was going there for 2 weeks, and I don't know. I hope everything's okay with him, but he's not back yet. I guess I'll have to go on Friday night and check in. Last Friday night he wasn't there, and so this Friday night, if he's not there, we will ask the controller if they know where he is, if he's gone to Indonesia or not. They go to Indonesia quite a bit. So anyway, that's why Reg is not here again tonight. So anyway, yeah, it was on Armpad's net. He mentioned that your net was going to be on next, so I came over there and I keyed up the same time that my neighbor did there, but I guess he was over top of me there. We must have both keyed up at the same time, and so anyway, that's it from here. Oh yeah, one other thing, 10 meters. 10 meters, there's a contest on this weekend, both on CW and phone. So everybody turn your radio on and check 10 meters because it might be open. And we'll make some more good contacts, so like Chuck did. Okay, back to you, Chuck. BA3CJZ, B3BK.
Okay there, Rick. Thanks for all that information. And yeah, we will be discussing the contests, that we have coming up there. But we have 2 hours to do the net, so we'll go through that in a bit. But for now, yeah, it was quite interesting Friday night tuning in to the frequency where Reg normally is and hearing some redneck, sorry, someone with a very southern accent doing the net there. So yeah, well, when you do get a hold of him there, tell him we say hi. And if he had to go on a trip there, hopefully it was a good trip because it's yeah, getting into summer for them. So nicer weather, springtime, I guess that would be for them. Okay, Rick. Yeah, you must have got clobbered by Garnett there because I did not hear you. So I apologize for missing you there. So, all right, Rick. Anything else, sir?
Nope. Hello to Garnett, to Paul, and everybody else on there. Hey, that's the way to cover it, Paul. The other Paul. And, anyway, Garnett, yeah, if he's still there, I'll be listening along here, Chuck. And yeah, it's too bad. Too bad I don't. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's summertime there for them, and they go to Indonesia quite often. I think they either have a cottage there or they have family there, so that's probably why. Anyway, so back to the net, B3BK.
All right, very good there, Rick. Thanks again, sir, for checking in and sharing all that info. All right, before we do another call out, I'd want to make a couple of announcements. First, we're going to repeat the message that Sean Welsh gave us there, VA3AKI. Some of you might remember Sean. He was in Milton. He packed up, sold everything, and even sold his Harley and moved to the Philippines with his wife. I think that's her home. But anyways, he's up and running. His new call sign is Delta United 1 stroke VA3AKI. And so he said he's on the DMR talk group 91 and 3023 Canada. So again, talk group 91 and 3023 Canada. And he's usually on between the hours of 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. So for you early risers that have DMR, might catch him then. Other than that, I did mention today is December 7th, and it's the anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor over, 81 years ago on December 7th, 1941. So just want to say a big shout out to our American neighbors, and we're not forgetting our allies and neighbors there in the States. I forget how many there. I have it here. How many people died? Where is it? 1941. Let's go to the events. That would be. Oh, I don't have it. Right there, at the top. Yeah, 1941, Imperial Japanese Navy with 353 planes attacked the U.S. fleet at Pearl Harbor Naval Base, Hawaii, killing 2,403 people. So December 7th, don't forget it, guys. Another reason I never forget is because a very good friend of mine from high school, it's his birthday, but not in 1941. So, anyways, okay, that's it for those announcements. Let's see if anyone else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm here near the Center Mall. Any new check-ins, please come now.
VE3KMQ.
Mike, VE3KMQ. Come on in, Mike.
Yeah, VA3CJZ, VE3KMQ. Good evening, Chuck, and also to Rick. Heard you on, and Paul as well. Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, just a check-in, but that's a date that December 7th that goes down in infamy, I guess. Just like, I guess it would be November 22nd when John F. Kennedy was killed. I mean, there's a couple of dates there, unfortunately, negative in tone that we all remember. But yeah, December 7th, 41. I didn't realize there was that many Japanese planes. I was a little surprised here. It was like you said 353. Wow. But yeah, a lot of unfortunate, horrendous damage and loss of life. Yeah, the only other thing is I heard you mention, Chuck, about 10 meters this morning. I was on there as well, and it was really, really hopping this morning compared to a few days earlier. I was on most of the morning, and I logged, I think it was about 10 DX stations.
Wow.
Poland, France, Italy, as you mentioned, and a couple from England. So real good morning. And the contest this weekend, as Rick was mentioning there on 10 meters, that'll be kind of fun too. Anyway, back to you there, Chuck, VE3KMQ.
Okay, very good there, Mike. Yeah, thank you for that and taking the time out and checking in with us, or check-ins with Chuck, as some people like to call the net here. And absolutely right, Rick, and you there, Mike, about the 10-meter contest coming up this weekend. So let's go right there and contestcalendar.com is the ARRL 10-meter contest. Starts December 10th at 00 Zulu time, which is 7 p.m. here, I think. And it goes to 2400 Zulu December 11th. And that's for 10 meter only, phone and CW. So it's going to be pretty busy considering that 10 meters has been doing quite well recently. So we got 2 whole days of that contest coming up there. Okay, Mike, thanks. Do you have anything else, sir? Are you going to stick around or take off?
Yeah, not too much more from me, but I will stick around for a little bit. Can't promise it'll be for right to the end, but I'll stick around for a little bit there, Chuck. VE3KMQ.
Okay, very good then. VE3KMQ. And also, we have Mike and everyone, we have the International Naval Contest. And that geographic focus is Europe, but participation is worldwide. And it is also for SSB and CW. So sideband and CW for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, or 80. If you're capable of any of those, look for that this weekend, starting at 1600 Zulu, December 10th. And that goes to 1559 Zulu, December 11th. So that will be, 1600 Zulu. I wonder what that is. In the morning, I guess. Okay. That about wraps it up. Any other information you might want for contests? Again, go to www.contestcalendar.com or just type in contestcalendar.com. It'll take you right there. And I was looking at the OnTAR's website today, and I noticed that the Santa Claus Net is back, and that'll be Wednesday next week, December 14th, and it will be on 3.755 starting at 5 p.m. It doesn't say when it ends, but it also runs the following day, Thursday, the 15th of December, again at 5 p.m. on 3.755. So the Santa Claus Net for 2022 next Wednesday, 5 p.m. and Thursday, 5 p.m. And then, of course, I got to look at all the nice pictures for the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club Christmas dinner pictures that was held on the 4th of December at the Yacht Club. So I got to see some faces of operators that I've only heard their voices, and so this is my way of meeting them. And so if you're interested, they got tons of pictures there on the ontars.com website. Okay, anyone else out there wishing to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3 CJZ. Looking for check-ins. Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta.
Okay, one more check-in. VA3 VAD. RPAD. Good evening. Welcome.
Hello, Chuck. Good evening to you. Yeah, I just checked into the Toronto ARES net there. And you're using my little beam pointing towards maybe you to the west a little bit. So I turned it around, and hopefully you guys can hear me in the city area. And you're coming in loud and clear to my location, and not that much traffic. I'm going to switch over to my handheld, so I will be monitoring on that one.
Oh, okay, very good then. And how's the work coming along on the RV there? What do you got left to do, RPAD?
The two windshields needs to be replaced, and I did have a quote from one of the RV company here, and they want me to able to get the certification. The front windows has to be changed because both of them are cracked, and it's only gonna cost me $4,000 for the two windows. So at the end, actually they said I'm lucky because if it was a one-piece one, that would be between $7,000 and $10,000.
Well, maybe you should look on the internet for RV junkyards and get a used one.
Yeah, they all junky. All these, with an RV, when you have a very expensive windshield, you don't want to follow. But some people, I would stay way behind, so the stones are not going to jump up from the cars and stuff like that. But both windshields are cracked, and if you have a stone chip, you don't take care of it, it's just going to crack on you, and goodbye.
Oh yeah. I've seen people use duct tape to keep the spider web from getting bigger there. So it helps, but it's definitely a red flag for the police. They will pull you over and give you a ticket, especially if they see the tape on there. They know you've been doing it for a while, but you never know. You might get lucky and talk your way out of it. But okay, RPAD. Well, good luck with that. And we're getting into the colder, supposedly colder times as Christmas approaches. It's 8.5 degrees outside here, RPAD. It's amazing. So, but it's supposed to get a little bit coolish there next few days.
Yeah, Roger that. And actually, for the car, for the Suburban, for the Chevy Suburban, we had a stone chip in it, and Kati ordered some stuff from the internet, and I wasn't sure if it's going to work, but basically the whole unit came with a suction cup and a whole bunch of them devices and whatnot, and you put this liquid, it's a resin. You put it in the crack, where the crack is. Then it fills it up. Then you have to put it on the pressure with a pump or something like negative pressure, whatever it is. And actually, it worked very well, and you cannot see the crack anymore. So, and apparently, they say it's not going to spread anymore.
Yes, I've seen that somewhere on TV or on the internet. You put the stuff in there, put the suction cup, and then suck it up, and it takes the crack out. Apparently, so I thought it was just a gimmick, but right on. You've actually used that. Very good. So now I'm a believer.
Yeah, actually, the stone which one hit the windshield, it was a big one because actually it created two holes, like and that what we bought, one of them filled up, one of them perfectly fine, and the other one it not really. So probably we have to use two of them. But I remember used to be a Canadian Tire parking lot. They used to have these guys, and they were repairing windshields, and for $20, $30, whatever they charged. I never used those guys, but yeah, I don't see them anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right. In the parking lots. That's right. Yeah, that's a few years now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe Canadian Tire kicked them out, or the company went upside down. They weren't making enough money. Yeah, there was somebody came up with a chain like that, and the guys they were sitting on the parking lot. They fixed a few windshields here and there. But some people they think like this. I got a chance. Actually, that's what happened. I went to do my brakes once a year. This is long time ago, and the guy says he says, you have a crack on your windshield, like a stone chip, right? And I said, yeah. He said, want us to replace it? I said, I'm not really. I don't want to pay money. He said, no, it doesn't cost you anything. My cousin is a windshield repair guy, and he's going to charge it on the insurance company. So the guy went inside. He pushed his feet to the window, and you're not going to believe it. He just pushed it from inside a little bit. The whole thing went cracked all over. Then he went outside, took a picture. They sent it into the insurance company. In 20 minutes, it was okayed, and they fixed the windshield.
Holy smokes! Yeah, that would freak me out. I wouldn't be willing to test that theory out, knowing how much insurance is. Really, eh? So he goes in, destroys it, and then puts it through the insurance. That's funny.
Yeah, but I was surprised. He was saying, he says, those windshields, how you make them, from outside they are very strong, but from inside very weak. And yeah, he just put up his feet, he just pressed it a little bit, not that much, and that crack just spread all over the place. He says, I have to do that because, well, your windshield is damaged anyways. And he says I need a picture for the insurance company. They wouldn't replace it with a small stone chip, but with a big crack, yeah, sure, they had to.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, you see that in the movies all the time. Guys on the inside just push with their feet, and the window just comes right out.
Yeah, maybe that's a good lesson to learn. If you roll over in the car and you end up upside down or on the side, you can. Well, technically, when you are on the side of the car, you can't really get out very easily. Yeah, you just kick the windshield right out, and hopefully it's going to break or fall out the whole windshield. Yeah, can you imagine if you are sideways, you can't open the door because it's above you, right? So it may be jammed a little bit, or you try to push it out, and you can't get out. And I was in a car accident once, and I had to jump through the windshield, and actually, and the car was on fire, fire. And you remember back in the old days, the gas tanks they were on the side of the pickup trucks. It wasn't between the frame, and that's what happened with me. I was driving and somebody didn't stop at the stop sign. He broadsided me on the passenger side, and that's where the gas tank was. And as I was spinning around on the road, I didn't remember what happened. Everything blacked out for a second. And as I was spinning around, the gas tank was full. It was 100 liter of gas in it, and I was spraying gas all over. And I tried to get out from the car, from the pickup truck, but the door was jammed, and I couldn't get out. So the windshield was gone. So I went through the windshield.
Oh yeah, how and how was that? Easy?
Well, actually, I couldn't see anything. The only thing what I saw, because this guy was coming probably quite fast, and the passenger side seat was pushed up almost to the roof. And when I went through the windshield, I had to go through the fire because everything was burning inside. On the passenger side, the the pickup truck was burning, and front of me, as I sprayed the gasoline all over in the intersection. And actually, before even I opened my eyes, I didn't know what happened, right? And I heard somebody was yelling, get out, your car is burning, right? So I opened my eyes, fire everywhere. So I was a little bit younger back in those days. I think I was like 19, 20 years old.
Yes, the things some of us have gone through there at when we were youngsters. I had something similar, but no fire. Um, yeah, I had a guy run a red light there, and it was at the top of a hill, so we couldn't see each other, and totaled my car, and I walked away. So pretty thankful for that. So glad you're okay. And just to let you know, Arpad, we have VE3FNI checking in on the YouTube stream, as well as Kilo Charlie 3 Uniform Mike Kilo. His name is also Sean, checking in on YouTube. Good evening, gentlemen. Thanks for checking in. Much appreciated.
All right, Chuck, I'm going to monitor a little bit and listening to you guys. And thank you very much to running the net. You're doing a good job. You're coming in loud and clear. Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta.
Okay, Arpad, thanks for the chit chat and all that info about your experiences there. I'm glad you're okay after all that. And neat thing to know about the windshield repair. That was those two stories are very interesting. Okay, very good then. So with those two check-ins from the internet, we now have how many? Where are we? We're at number 10. So let's see if anyone else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and my station is here by the Centre Mall in Hamilton. Any new check-ins, please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey. Turn it up to 11.
Okay, I thought we were a little light on the roster here, so I guess you must have been busy with the all the other nets that are also going on Wednesday nights there. Come on in, VE3IMW Mac.
Well, Chuck, actually, I've been sitting back and resting and waiting for there to be an open spot here. I think I've been listening along since Wade and Chris checked in.
Okay.
And then we heard some other stations come bursting through the doors. But no, I've been here for a little while. Yes, I did go up and say hi to the guys on the ACS net in Toronto and threw out some free advertising for you. But as usual, those lazy buggers won't have enough energy to twist the knob on their radio in order to tune down to this frequency. Interesting and entertaining stories from Arpad. That's always a fun thing. Other than that, it's a busy week. I'm trying to get all kinds of stuff done, so hopefully I can put a line on the calendar, and hopefully by the 14th of December I'll be finished for the rest of the year.
Finished for the rest of the year? What do you mean?
got a bunch of holidays that I got to use up, and all of my projects and programs are, unfortunately, right at that point where stuff is happening. So I'm trying to get all kinds of stuff done in the next week. Well, actually, 6 days, so that I can utilize the balance of my vacation between now and Christmas, and look forward to stepping back in the door on January 2nd or whatever that day is they make us go back to the grind.
Right. Yeah, well, I did mention earlier for some workplaces there, December tends to have a lower output of actual work being done, and things get a little more relaxed for a portion of December. So, very good then. And well, I guess congratulations. You timed it perfect to save up some extra days for the Christmas time. You're going to the Bahamas or anywhere?
Porta Backyarda.
Staycation. Gotcha. Yeah. Can't afford to go anywhere. And you would never catch me on a cruise ship. That's just one big germ tube. That's a big petri dish. And you can't go nowhere. You're stuck on the boat. And they've proven it time and time again ever since they had not SARS, the Norwalk virus was the very first virus that pretty much crippled cruise ships, and that was where you were, let's just say, um, sick from the back end as well as the front end. Let's put it that way. And sometimes both at the same time. I got it actually, and actually that's what helped me kick smoking back then. But anyways, that's another story. So yeah, the Norwalk virus. First time I heard of it was when they had to shut down a cruise ship, and ever since then, people outbreaks keep coming, outbreak after outbreak after outbreak. Now it's COVID. The ships are getting hit again. So yeah, you won't catch me on one of those. Okay, there, Mac. Yeah, I haven't made any POTA contacts in like a week. I think it was last weekend last time I made any POTA. So we're not really into it. I really like doing HF with countries outside of U.S. and Canada. So we're still doing that. Had great chat today with two guys in France, and I had to speak. Well, I didn't have to, but I felt it necessary to talk to my uh, I don't know, my uh, uh, how can I put it? I'm half French, half native Canadian, native, because my mother was full blown Algonquin. So my roots, I should say, my roots are in France as well as here, and so I felt it necessary to speak French, and I don't speak French very much anymore. Sad to say, but I was almost sweating there, Mac, having a conversation with the fella down in France.
Oui, très bien ensemble. Yeah. Yeah. Typically, when you get involved with a foreign station, you got to have your feet underneath you and make sure that if you're going to try and embark on a foreign language, that you've got enough of the verbiage down that you can work your way through it. I think I'd rather just be straight up English and let them know that je ne parle pas le ding dong. Yeah, I got a little bit of French in my history, which is all high school training and stuff like that, but never really embraced it. I never wanted to become bilingual. Actually, put more horsepower into trying to learn Spanish because there was a potential I was going to spend more time in Mexico, and thankfully neither one of those came to fruition. Either my Spanish lessons or the time in Mexico. But as far as POTA goes, I haven't done much during the week. Saturday and Sunday, I actually got to the radio and made a couple of dozen contacts on POTA during the daylight hours when 40, 20, and those bands are potentially open. Actually, 17 and 15 were very productive, and some surprise contacts popped up from where? Well, David H1 SB, I think it is, in the Dominican. He always pops up there on 20 meters. That's an easy contact to make from this area, of course, and Texas, and Italy pops up once in a while, just as Great Britain and some other stuff. Those parks are actually somewhat active, and I think there's some in Portugal as well. So it is fun just to find those stragglers. They may not be on 20 meters because typically 20, you're going to get the stuff throughout the southern midwestern states and stuff like that, and Florida is just booming in. But if you creep down on 17 and 15 meters, you're going to find some stuff in there that's interesting. But obviously now with the sun going down as early as it does, by the time I'm home from work, propagation goes to a crap, and there's not much else to do. Anyways, let's see if you can shake up a few more contacts in the distance. And we're already turned up to 11, but who knows? What would Nirvana be if they could turn it up to 12?
I don't know. Okay, Mac, very good. Thank you very much for that. Listen, the one fella I talked to, I just looked up his call sign on QRZ earlier today, and turns out this fella has every QRZ award, and he's got 82,648 lookups. So I don't know how many contacts he has, but if he's got 82,000 lookups, I'm sure his logbooks are pretty full. Nice page to look at there. He's is that the Italian guy? Italy Zulu 5 Echo Kilo Victor. So IZ5 EKV. His name is Virginio, and just south of the city of Florence, Italy. And it looks like he's in some very green space there, possibly some mountains with some elevation there. I never checked his elevation, but nice antenna, and it was a great contact there with that fella. Okay there, Mac. Well, before we do another call out, maybe we'll go and check on some people we haven't checked on in a while here. Let's see if Garnett is still with us. It's almost 9 o'clock. And so we'll go and see if Garnett's going to sign off here. VE3GNP, are you there, Garnett?
VE3GNP, I'm here, Chuck. I'm still surviving.
Yeah, and thank you for that information on your repeater. And I'm gonna go on there and see what's going on there, and give it a workout, see how it see if I can get in it. So thanks again. That's 442.725 with a tone of 131.8. Very good. And then Chris's net on 220, that's 224.740. Okay, Garnett, we were just checking on you, seeing if you fell asleep there. How's your foot?
Oh, it's surviving. It's doing a lot better now.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Easier to walk around now. You still using that pillow or whatever you call it?
That boot? No, I quit using the boot about a month ago.
Okay, so you're feeling fairly comfortable then?
Yeah, most days it's pretty good.
All right, right on. Okay, Garnett. Well, we were just checking in here, seeing how you're making out. Oh, you know who we're missing tonight? We're missing Rick, AXJ. I hope he's doing okay. I know I might be getting sick here in a couple of days, maybe tomorrow. The wife is home sick today, and she sounds rough. So I'm no doubt going to get it. So hopefully I can fight it off uh, easily. She's usually 1 day and she feels great after. So hopefully that's the case with her as well. Okay, there, Garnett. Anything else before we continue on?
Hey, Garnett, repeat your repeater frequency again.
Okay, that was a perfect double there. But I heard Rick actually come over top. Rick is asking you your frequency for your repeater there, Garnett.
Yeah, 442.725, tone 131.8, positive offset.
442.725, 131.8. Roger.
Roger.
Okay, thanks for that, Garnett. I was just curious. I'm going to try it out too.
Yep, it's on.
All right, very good then. Glad to take care of that. Let's see who else is next there. Well, let's see if anybody else would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ looking for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere? Okay, well, let's check in on the garbage man, VE3 GBD. George.
Still here. Still here. You got a full signal, but you're real quiet on the audio. Other than that, no, I got nothing else to report.
Yeah, I thought the audio was a little bit low. How's that? A little bit better there, George?
Yeah, 'cause I had turned mine up. I'm like, holy moly, I can hardly hear him. But yeah, no, yeah, it sounds good. It's good now. Good.
All right. Okay, we'll have to take a mental note of where the dial is set at there for the audio, and we'll keep going with this. Well, thanks for pointing that out there, George. So, what else is new and exciting? Do you miss your golf cart? I do.
Oh, absolutely. I miss going up to the trailer. Man, and with what, you know, I got a lot going on around here, Chuck. I got to tell you, with family and whatnot, like, well, wife's family, not mine. I got a lot going on, and I just don't want to deal with it anymore.
Ah, yes, family and holidays. They don't go well together. Just look at that National Lampoon's Vacation movie there with Chevy Chase. Prime example. I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna have to download that. I'm sure it's gonna come on TV too. Sorry to hear that, George. The one thing too, though, you could uh, maybe one day when you've saved up enough nickels, you could find a spot of land that is your own and that you can put on there, and you can go there any time of the year.
No, I'm talking about what's going on now in this house with her family, and yeah, it's oh my God, it's a long story, which I can't even talk about on the radio because wow, too much.
Yeah, that's right there, George. Sorry to hear that, but you might as well keep that laundry in the laundry basket, as they say, or you'll get into more trouble sharing that laundry out on the air. Yes, I know we all have issues, George. Trust me, you are not alone. Okay. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But thanks for joining us, George, and letting me know my audio was low. And yeah, I wonder why that is. I wonder if I talk on this side. Yeah, it seems to be better. Okay. All right then. Anything else, George?
Nope, but you're sounding fantastic now.
All right, very good. There we go. Yeah, we got some audio now. All right, George. We'll get back to you again, man. Thanks for hanging in there. Let's see if Wade is still with us. VA3NCA. Wade.
VA3CJZ, VA3NCA. Yeah, I'm still here, Chuck, listening along. Reading up on a few projects here on the web. There is a challenge out right now. I don't know if anybody knows of Callum, Mike Oscar, Mike Charlie X-Ray, the DX Commander. He sells antennas. Anyways, and he's a YouTube, what's the word? I guess, YouTube person.
Yep.
Anyways, he's put out a challenge to come up with a junk box 20-meter vertical antenna, just supposedly made out of stuff you got in your junk box. And well, I have a pretty overflowing junk box, so I'm thinking of ways to maybe build something that meets his challenge criteria. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll try a pod activation with whatever I come up with. Listen along to the net and doing a little bit of research into what's in my junk box that I might be able to repurpose into a junk box 20-meter vertical. So having fun basically, and that's about it. So continue to listen along, Chuck, and thanks so much for doing it. VA3NCA, back to you.
All right, very good, very good. Oh, the Marine Channel just started chirping there. I've got the Burlington Lift Bridge on my other radio, and the volume was up. But very good. DX Commander. I didn't know who the call sign was at first, but then as soon as you said DX Commander, I'm like, oh yeah, I know that guy. I love his videos. He's very entertaining and informational. He knows his stuff, and it's been a while since I've checked out one of his videos. So we'll have to go and visit him again. I think I'm subscribed to him there. So DX Commander, absolutely a good YouTuber for sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty entertaining channel, that's for sure. And you're right, he does tend to show you the analysis of the antennas that he builds live on stream using that free MMNA. I can't remember the name. It's a string of letters strung together quickly. MMNA, I think. Antenna analyzing software. Anyways, it's free. And he walks you through analyzing some of the antennas he talks about. It's a pretty entertaining channel. He's an entertaining guy. Callum, Mike Zero, Mike Charlie X-Ray. So I'll send it back to you, Chuck. Thanks.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we'll have to check him out again. Remember, fellas, DX Commander on YouTube. All very interesting radio-related videos that he makes there. You want to learn how to build an antenna or anything, just look him up there. So very good. Thanks, Wade. What was I going to say now? I forget. I got a blank. Okay, so we'll carry on. Thank you, Wade. VA3 November Charlie Alpha. Let's see if PDL is still with us. VE3 Papa Delta Lima. Probably not, because he would have chimed in by now.
No, I've just been listening. No chiming as of yet. Anyways, yeah, been listening along. Shut the computer down and paying full attention to the radio now. So that sounds like a cool challenge on the 20-meter antenna thing. That's cool. Anyway, not much to add at the moment. Just listening along there, Chuck, V3 PDL.
Okay, very good, very good. You know who else would like the videos like that is Vanya. Vanya's always building antennas there. He did a Zoom presentation not long ago. Showed us pictures of all his homebrew antennas. And I don't know if he's ever seen the DX Commander YouTube videos. And that's another check-in we're missing tonight there. Vanya and Rick and a couple others, but that's okay. All right, Paul. Well, thanks for sticking around and listening this time. Geez, you proved me wrong. I thought for sure because it was so quiet that you weren't going to come back.
Depends if there's a commercial on.
Yeah, that's it. All right, very good, Paul. Thanks for coming back to me for one. And oh yeah, I wanted to mention you heard right that we lost another actor or actress, Kirstie Alley, passed away yesterday of cancer. She was 71.
Yeah, no kidding, eh? Gotta hate that cancer stuff.
Yeah, and she's one of those Scientology people, and apparently they had told her that once you reach a certain level in Scientology, that cancer doesn't touch you. And we all know that's a bunch of hocus pocus. And so they keep brainwashing people, though, I tell you, and brainwashing their bank accounts. So they really, really like celebrities because they got deep, deep pockets.
Yeah, tell me about it, eh?
Tom Cruise comes to mind. Anyways, we won't get into that, religion or politics. But, anyways, sad to hear of her passing for sure. Okay, Paul, thanks again for coming back. And we'll catch you again next time around. Let's see who else is coming up on the list here. Rick BK, VE3BK.
Yeah, I had to grab the mic. Yeah, had it. I'm in the middle of doing something. Yeah, hey, I want to tell Paul something. We're gonna have that black baby come down here and live for a while there, Paul.
Black baby.
Oh yeah, you get to hang around with the puppy for a bit.
Yeah. Well, he's getting too aggressive at times, so we got to put him in his place. And down here, even my wife, he listens to her, but he's having a little trouble listening to the daughter there. What can I say?
Oh yeah, needs a tune-up lesson, eh? Bring it home to mama.
You got it. Anyway, buddy, it'll be fun to have him here again. So anyway, but other than that, Chuck, I really ain't got too much. I got a question for Garnet though, if he's still on there. Those repeater pairs were used by V3EMV at Jackson Square. Where is that repeater located right now? I heard Jackson Square was going to get torn out. Anyway, Garnet, are you still there? V3GNP, V3BK.
Yeah, it's repeated at my house, Rick. It's at my house right now.
Okay, very good. So do you know V3EMV? Whose call's that?
It's one of my call signs.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't look that up. Okay. Yeah, I would have found that sooner or later. Okay, that's very good. Good information to know. And I'm going to program that in my radio there when I get to it. Anyway, good to hear all you guys in there. And Chuck, sorry for using the frequency so much, but I had to tell Paul, I forgot to tell him before about Rambo. Rambo, a beautiful black shepherd. Anyway, yeah, he's going to come home to roost, and it'll be good to have him back in the house. So you have to watch. So I can't trust him when people come in the house. So I can't trust him. He's like one of the other shepherds I had. somebody comes in the house, they'll let you in, okay, but he won't let you out.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I came across one dog like that, and the guy I didn't know very well to begin with. And so we go in there and do what we had to do and turn around to go out. And the dog was like, you're not leaving. And the guy was like, yeah, I got to let you out because he won't let you leave there. So, yeah, that's a little scary. Um, I know we had when we had Buddy there and he was a little younger, he used to nip at my daughter, so we had to show him not to do that. So yeah, you got to stay on top of it. We have one dog looks like a black shepherd there down the street, and it wants to fight everyone, people, animals. It's just got a very bad temperament, and I don't like that at all.
Yeah, well, I had one dog, and he was really vicious. The one of my ham friends there, he went right after. He wouldn't let him even in the house hardly. That shepherd was Wolf. And anyway, Mark Proctor, V3RYI. He was the only one that could come in and talk to the dog. But the dog was very cautious with him, though. And Mark kind of held back on giving him a treat one time, and the dog nipped him. So I guess you don't tease the dog.
Yeah, you got to be wary. I mean, uh, there's a guy that walks his female pit Rottweiler, sorry, and oftentimes we just speak. I'm on the porch and he's down at the sidewalk, but I've come down before to try and meet the dog, and he's like, "Don't move quickly, okay? Quick movements freak her out, and she'll friggin' bite you." So okay, and she almost did that one time, and then he stops another night, and we start chatting, and I'm saying hello to the dog, and it jumps up and lunges at me, and Buddy pulled on the leash, and it was like within inches of my face. And we're talking a big Rottie, a female, and it's so she's very finicky. She could like you one minute and want to bite your arm the next, so some dogs, I don't know, for whatever reason, they're like that. So you got to be mindful.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, talking about Rottweilers, the lady next door lives in the apartment building on the second floor. She used to walk her Rottweiler, and any time I was out the front, sitting there, the dog always had to say hi to me and stop, and I'd pat the dog, and it would kiss me, no kidding. So that's one Rottweiler that I thought, well, they're pretty bad. They go against that grain, with Rottweilers. You're not supposed to have them or something in the city, but that was one good one. But oh well. We had another one though that some guy was out walking his dog, and it came and attacked my dog. So yeah, there you go. You never know, do you? B3 BK.
Yeah, I could go on and on there, Rick. Neighbor was looking after her boyfriend's dog while he's at work there, and she wanted to take the dog to the car. No leash. See, that's what I don't like. Sorry, Paul, but the no leash there out in the alleyway is fine, but out front, I don't agree with that. I see people walking down the street with their dogs, and they got their leash in the hand, and you never know. My poor dog is tied up on the front lawn, and all of a sudden another dog runs over to attack it, and my dog can't go anywhere because it's on a leash. It's not fair, right? So yeah, I mean the neighbor's dog tried to bite my dog. Mind you, it's just a little. It was my dog could have picked him up and just rag chewed him, and he would have been done. So I told her that. I says, you know what? You should see him. He plays with stuffed toys that are the size of your dog, ma'am. And when he shakes them, that's a death kill. That's a death shake. So you're lucky he didn't decide to do that to your dog. You're lucky I have a gentle dog. But yeah, I don't agree with the no leash. Sorry.
Yeah, it's funny you brought that up. I don't either now, really, because that's when that Rottweiler come running across the street. you never know how ducks are going to react to somebody else, whether they like them or not. Anyway, that's enough about dogs. Your dog was a great dog, and I think it was pretty tame too, or pretty generous with people. And if I'm not mistaken, your dog was black lab, and they're beautiful too. They're nice dogs. But yeah, the shepherd. We got the shepherd. He's a family dog, and if you're outside the family, he's very cautious. So, oh well, that's the way it is. Enough about dogs. I'm sure Paul's enjoying this. But anyway, we'll turn back to you and back to Net there. VA3CJZ, V3BK.
Okay, there, Rick. Thanks for the chat. And by the way, if you want to see a picture of my dog there, I've got him up on the screen right now on the YouTube live stream. Just put my call in the YouTube search box there and look for us live. It's 9:17 p.m. now. You just move the slider at the bottom a little bit back a couple of minutes there, and you'll see a couple of different pictures of my little buddy. The one that's up now is when 5 years ago that picture was taken. Okay, so we'll clear with Rick, Victor Echo 3 Bravo Kilowatt, and let's do another call out and see who else is out there who would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ, looking for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere, please come now.
VA3 NFG.
Did I just hear Richard? Holy jumping Jiminy Crickets, Batman.
Woo-wee, Richard. Victor Alpha 3, Victor Juliet Charlie. Haven't heard you in ages. Signal's a little bit noisy, but there's plenty of people that can hear you just fine, I'm sure. How's it going there, Richard? Nice to hear you in there. Mac, I'm sure, is delighted to hear you in there. And anyone else want to say hi to Richard?
Hey, Richard. VA3NFG, Steve here. I was the check-in after you, but go right ahead, sir.
No, I was, okay. I haven't done much. I've been away for a while.
All right there, Richard. Copy that on the Slinky Vertical. Yes, I see you post there usually once a day, telling us that you ordered some stuff from Animal Zone, also known as Amazon, and so right on. Well, yeah. Thing is, weather's getting mighty cold now, so outdoor work is going to have to be put on hold there, Roger. Okay, I completely lost you there. Maybe Steve could relay for me. Steve, you there?
Yeah, I am here, but I missed that too. I was looking. My attention was on the computer there for a second there. So sorry there, Richard. Go ahead.
Okay, well, it's going to be about 42 feet above ground, I caught, and it's using 1.25 vertical, I think. He said 2 of them. Is that right, Richard?
Copy that. And a 17.5 foot fiberglass casing from a old size antenna that they got from John Cooper Food Casing.
Oh, yeah, okay, Roger. That's actually the first time I've heard somebody call an antenna a slinky. So I'll have to Google that one for sure. But he's got a 17-foot long fiberglass casing that's going over it. So yeah, sounds like it's going to be quite the contraption there.
Well, it's always experimental. It's been going on for the last 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks. There's some stories about. There's a lot going on here. That's why it's been on. That's why it's been back to the AHF. And the stuff I've been getting off Amazon is a 8-band QRP SDR 5-band transceiver. And it's a real match. I bought 2 of them. I bought the first one to put together for the matcher, and I bought another one just for the parts because that comes with a regular type 4.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that seems to be getting trendy. Those little small QRP radios there. So what, you got 2 of the same kind, and you're just gonna like butcher one for parts?
Well, I've got one transceiver that I bought 2 of the QRP. I bought 2 of those. I put one together.
Oh yeah, right on. Okay. So what, you're gonna be activating some parks, are you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I'm just going to be more or less a listener. I'm going to try and get the code back up so I can low power section.
Yeah, Roger. I hear you. Yeah. I like the HF too myself. It's you know, it's it's competitive, right? So I mean, you do as much as you want to do. But right on. Okay. Well, we'll send it back there to Net Control there, Chuck. And should we take your next check-in? Oh, wait a minute. That's me. So we'll just throw mine in there. VA3NFG there, Chuck, for a late check-in, and send it back to you.
Yeah, okay, yeah, right on there, Steve. Thanks for the relay. And so how's things going there? Is business picking up at work?
I think people are kind of hanging on to their money, but the contractors that are coming in to, pick up stuff to go do jobs, I think people are spending money in one way, but I think the average DIYer, they're kind of like dropping off. But I mean, then again, on the flip side of that, some do come in to do their own renovations because they can't afford to have somebody else do it for them. So
yeah.
In all, I'd say it's down. It's kind of down a notch or two. Not as busy as it once was.
Yeah. On the one hand, you've got people that would rather pay for a reno than go on a trip, for example, right? Spend 20 grand on a trip or 20 grand on a bathroom or whatever, and then of course you've got the ones that can't afford contractors, and still, instead of going on a trip, they're gonna reno their home themselves. So. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, just looking at the price of drywall and the price of lumber. Oh my God. I thought it was crazy there at the height of COVID, and then they kind of slowed down a bit. But don't forget, we're also having lumber wars with the U.S. there, so that's also an issue.
Yeah, well, today 2x4s aren't bad. They're $4.60 a piece. I think it was worse than that at one time. I'm not sure how much drywall is. Probably around. I don't even know. I would guess at around 11 or 12 bucks a sheet. Used to be $5 at one time.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I used to have all kinds of wood here. Always buy a little extra when I'm doing a project, and I'd always have leftovers. That way, uh, I could do another project, or at least start one with the leftovers there. So, not anymore. Not since we had the house fire. We haven't had any lumber stock in the house here. So, we've had a couple of friends help us out with a sheet of plywood here and there. But yeah, lumber is a luxury for me. So, Steve, anything else new and exciting there, my friend?
No, no. Well, I'm off tomorrow. That's kind of exciting, I guess. I don't have to go into work. However, I got up at 5 a.m. to go to work, so probably the latest I'm going to sleep into is probably 7, I would think. But that's okay. There's always something to do. I got lots of things I could be doing around here, and hopefully I'll be doing it tomorrow. So that's about it, Chuck. Time we got here, 9:28. Oh, it's still early. Got another 30 minutes at least.
You with the day off didn't seem to excite me very much. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, well, it excites me. That's what was exciting. We didn't say who's gonna get excited.
Good to hear you in there, brother. Just had to, do one of my jump ins.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah. And the wife's off tomorrow too, so that's good too.
Now that excites me.
Well, it excites me.
All right, buddy. Well, maybe we'll get together tomorrow and have a cold one.
Yeah, sure. Sounds exciting.
As a good friend would say, that sounds lovely.
Roger. Okay. All right. So that's what I've got there, Chuck. We'll send it back your way, VA3NFG.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Steve, for all of that, and your help with the relay as well, of course. Okay, so let's see if anyone else is out there would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is week 1,525 weeks that AREG has been on the air consecutively. My call is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm here in the east of Hamilton. Any new check-ins, please come now.
It will be so lovely.
I'm all excited that these guys are all excited. I'm excited myself, VE3LBI.
VA3XLJ.
All right, there we go. A couple of latecomers. Let's put that VA3. So we got LBI and XLJ. Anyone else? Okay, let's go and say hello to Larry, VE3LBI. Come on in, Larry.
Well, like I said, I'm all excited now. These guys are all excited.
I know, there's a lot of excitement going on.
Just way too much to handle. It's overpowering.
It's lovely.
So lovely. So's the weather. 8.2 degrees outside the CJZ studio. That's fantastic at 9:30 p.m. Wow.
Well, the true weather statement is it's 49 up here. So, what's going on, Chuck? You asked me. Had a grandson here for supper tonight. So the son-in-law, he's out of town, up in Barrie for. Well, hopefully be back. He won't be back to you for the weekend, but he's doing some work up there. So, anyways, yeah, the grandson here. I told the daughter, I said, you owe us $50 because all the food he ate.
They owe you $50 for what?
All the food that the grandson ate. Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, he's got, for being, well, he's not quite 3 yet, but he can sure pile it in.
Oh, right on. Terrible twos. Wow, already almost 3, right? Wow. That seems like just a few months ago you were telling us about it. Wow. Okay.
Yep, no, he was here for supper, but he can sure pack the food in, that's for sure. But anyways, no, he's always entertaining. He's not 3 until February, in middle of February, so it's quite interesting when he comes here. He's got a lot to say and likes to show us a lot of different things he can do.
That's sweet. Oh, very good then. I'm glad you guys had a nice visit, and we're not grandparents yet, but maybe one day when our daughter settles down, or if she ever does, well, you never know. So right on. Okay, Larry. And how about radio wise? You've been actively hunting potas still?
Yeah, somewhat. I've been off the last couple of days, just things on the go and been out. But yeah, still hunting POTA stuff. Just messing around with it quite a bit. Like I said, the last couple of days haven't been that active. Maybe picked up 10 or 15 contacts each day. But the weekends usually seem to be more active. And the bands have been up and down. We've got a K3 right now. So it was off. It was 0. But it had a K. We had a K4 or 5 this afternoon. So it made it kind of interesting. But 40 dies really quick in the evenings. And 20's there, but doing a little bit of FT8. Been having fun with that.
Okay, very good. Well, next week you should invite your grandson over again, because a week from tonight will be the Santa Claus Net on TARS. Next Wednesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. on 3.755 is the Santa Net. And so all of you who have youngsters or adult children that want to go on the net there and talk to Santa, it'd be a good time.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I haven't been on TARS for a bit. Matter of fact, I keep forgetting to pick up Rick on Tuesdays for the warplane. I don't know where. I probably should put up my phone so it get an alarm off. But anyways, okay, listen, I'll let you pass it over to, I think Bonya's in there too, and I've been listening along for here for the rest of the evening. Nothing else planned. All right, so I'll pass it back to you, Chuck, and pick up Bonya there.
Yeah, absolutely there, Larry. And like you mentioned, it's easy. Just punch in an alarm on your phone for 10 minutes before a net starts, and you won't miss any nets unless you're busy, of course. So that's what I do with certain nets. I have my phone give me an alarm just before, and then like every Wednesday morning at 11 a.m., there's the Trans-Canada Net on the VE3 UHM repeater in Stony Creek. I always check into there. They go from Vancouver all the way through the provinces to the East Coast. Now, ever since the East Coast had a big storm there, they haven't been any stations that have come back since then. So yeah, we're looking forward to see if they're going to be back up and running again. But anyways, that's another thing. I usually have an alarm on my phone to remind me. And plus, of course, it's on Wednesday mornings. That's Net Day or AREG Day. So it reminds me to do that. So, yeah, very easy. Just punch it in your phone and away you go. Okay, Larry, thank you very much. So we'll clear with VE3LBI and go down and say hello to Vanya, VA3XLJ. Come on in, Vanya.
Hello, Chuck, and everybody. I'm just a little bit busy here going through the drive-through, but that's okay. Yes, I'll drive slow to the window. Just to give you the quick check-in, and maybe I'm headed to work, so I'm gonna find the good spot where the signal is fairly steady, and how about if I recheck in a minute or two, maybe 5 or 10.
Yeah, absolutely. There, whenever there's a break in someone's transmission, just jump in there, Vanya, with your call, and we'll take you in. So we'll let you go through the drive-through, get your Timmies and donut or what a bagel, cream cheese, everything bagel, cream cheese, please. Thank you very much. Okay, Vanya, very good. All right, so let's go back to the list, and the last person on the list I didn't get to yet is Mac, Victor Echo 3, Indy Mike Whiskey.
And I certainly wouldn't let you down. Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey is still with you, and yeah, I'm really enthused that Paul's managed to stay awake, engaged, and participating. He must have a new supplement.
No, it's just a taller night than usual.
Well, it's either that or shock treatment or something's worked, but we're certainly glad to hear, certainly glad to hear North End Richard. And I had about a 3x3 signal on him, but I could certainly tell it was him. So glad to hear that he's still stirring above the soil. Not much else, Chuck. What about on this day? I think we're kind of falling behind the schedule here. There should be like people who lived and died and were born and great stuff. I'm sure you've got a whole bunch of that. And since Paul is now being so attentive, this is a perfect time to kick that off, no?
I have to go to the washroom. I shall return. V3PDL.
Recheck.
Okay, go ahead, recheck.
Mac, have you come up with any ideas yet for the next Zoom conference?
Roger. I have all the ideas. I just don't have the time and inclination. I am busting a hump to try and get a bunch of work stuff done by the 14th of December so I can take some downtime. So right now I'm up to here. Just picture where that line is. But yeah, the SDR play demonstration is next on the list.
Okay, no problem. And I can see what you're talking about, but way over top of Paul's head.
I'm not that far from the radio. I heard that.
Oh, you took the radio with you?
No, I dove back for the foot pedal.
That's going to give you a nasty backsplash. All right, Chuck, on this day.
Absolutely, on this day, Paul went go pee. All right, well, let's start off with some birthdays on this day, famous people, celebrities, and so on. Let's start with this is an old Western actor, played in the Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns, I call them, Magnificent Seven, The Misfits. Eli Wallach, he was the bad guy in Fistful of Dollars or A Few Dollars More, something like that. So he was born on this day in 1915, and he made it to 99 years of age. Passed away in 2014. Wow, I didn't know he was that old. 99. Way to go, Eli Wallach. And then we have Ted Knight from the Mary Tyler Moore Show. He was Ted Baxter, and his birthday is 1923 on this day, and passed away in 1986. He's younger than Eli Wallach. All right, next we have Larry Bird, celebrating his 66th birthday. That means he was born on this day in 1956. Of course, a Hall of Fame NBA player. Sticking with sports, let's go to Ravishing Rick Rude. He has a birthday today in heaven, born in 1958. He was obviously an American pro wrestler, born in St. Peter, Minnesota. Passed away in 1999. Ravishing Rick Rude. Next, still in sports, Terrell Owens celebrates his 49th birthday today. In 1973, he was born, and he's an American Pro Football Hall of Fame wide receiver, born in Alabama. Terrell Owens, very good. All right, people have passed away. Let's start off with 1982 on this day. The first U.S. prisoner to be executed by lethal injection. His name is Charlie Brooks Jr. He's a convicted murderer, and like I said, he was executed by lethal injection at a prison in Huntsville, Texas. First prisoner to go by the needle. Next, we have Henry Morgan, which was Colonel Potter on MASH. He was born on this day in 1915 and passed away in 2011. Good old Harry Morgan. And then, so he passed away in 2011 on this day. Sorry. And lastly, we have Chuck Yeager, the American test pilot who was the first man to break the sound barrier, dies at the age of 97 on this day in 2020, just 2 years ago. Known as the fastest man alive to break the sound barrier. Very good. There you go, Mac. All right. So now, events that happened on this day. Of course, we have Pearl Harbor. On this day in 1941, 353 Japanese planes attacked the U.S. fleet at Pearl Harbor, killing 2,403 people. Okay, so that was because it's very important news in history. We jumped all the way to 1941. So normally we start at the earliest date in time. And so let's go to the year 185. A gentleman by the name of Emperor Lo Yang in China sees a supernova. So don't ask me how they know that, but they must have wrote it down. In the year 185, they saw a supernova. Okay, and let's go to the year 1703. A great storm of 1703 hits southern England, and thousands are killed. Royal Navy loses 13 ships and around 1,500 seamen. No jokes, please. Let's go to 1804 on this day. Naturalist Alexander von Humboldt reports his discovery of the decrease in intensity of the Earth's magnetic field from the poles to the equator in a memoir to the Paris Institute. This is in 1804. This is why magnetic compasses don't work at the poles, but they sure do down here. So very strong magnetic field at both poles. All right, Jesse James in 1868 robs a bank in Gallatin, Missouri, and unfortunately, one person is killed. They don't say who, if it was part of the gang or an innocent banker. 1868 on this day. And jump ahead to 1877. Thomas Edison demonstrates his phonograph, later to be called a gramophone, to the editors of Science American. First phonograph was done on a sheet of metal, a metal cylinder that you would hand crank, and it would make whatever sound you would hear. All right. The very first referee in a boxing ring was on this day in 1907. Eugene Corey becomes the first referee. in a boxing ring. So there you go. Who knows what they did before that? I think it was just bare knuckle fighting back then. And it wasn't a ring, it was just a bunch of guys in a circle. All right. Plastic was invented in 1909. According to this, inventor Leo Baekeland patents the first thermosetting plastic, Bakelite, as it's now called, sparking the birth of the plastics industry. So there's a little bit of trivia I didn't know about. 1909. All right, now very first and only bust of Queen Nefertiti was found in Egypt in 1912 on this day. The one and only bust of Nefertiti ever found to this day. Then in 1921 on this day, radio station KWG-AM in Stockton, California begins radio transmissions. So AM radio station KWG. 1934, Wiley Post discovers the jet stream. Now, you all watch the news and hear them talk about the jet stream for the weather. Well, this was found, I guess, or noticed for the first time in 1934 on this day. And somebody had a comment earlier about women working or not working. Well, on this day in 1937, Dutch minister Rom proclaims married women are forbidden to work. There you go. All right. The Dutch, they might have been on to something. Okay, 1937. Also in 1937, the Red Sox acquire the contract for a 19-year-old Ted Williams. So now Major League Baseball, if you people know anything about Ted Williams, you're a Hall of Famer. Speaking of Hall of Famer, only 2 years later, 1939, Lou Gehrig, at the age of 36, is elected to baseball's Hall of Fame. Sticking with sports, we have on this day in 1940, the CFL Grey Cup was played, and it was Game 2 at Lansdowne Park, and it was Ottawa against Toronto Balmy Beach. That wasn't where they played, because they played at Lansdowne Park, and I know where that is. The team Toronto was then called Toronto Balmy Beach. Ottawa won 12-5. All right, 1972, Apollo 17 launched on this day. The final manned lunar landing mission, where the crew takes the famous blue marble photo of the entire Earth. That was on this day in 1972. Mike Bossy, on this day in 1978, does his first career hat trick. 1978 on this day. In 1979, on this day, Star Trek, the motion picture, the first movie of the series, premieres, starring you-know-who. Okay, that's right around, Star Wars, I think, was 77. So Star Trek had to come out a little bit after. All right, anybody remember Bo Jackson? He's the one of the first athletes to play two professional sports at once. He played baseball and professional football. In 1985, on this day, Heisman Trophy Award goes to Bo Jackson. Sticking with baseball, in 1988, on this day, Texas Rangers signed free agent pitcher Nolan Ryan to a one-year contract, and the rest is history. Nolan Ryan goes on to go into the Hall of Fame. And then the American rock band The Grateful Dead break up on this day in 1995 after the death of Jerry Garcia. He died August 9th, 1995. So they waited a couple of months and then broke up. And lastly, in 2014 on this day, the mayor of Paris calls for diesel cars to be banned from the French capital by 2020 in order to reduce pollution. And I think it's been moved up now to 2024. but that's in Paris. Diesel cars, I think, aren't allowed. They want to get rid of it, all combustion engines in the city of Paris by 2030, I think it is. So that should be interesting. It's because of the pollution. Okay, well, that's it for on this day. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did researching it and telling it back to you. So with that, let's see if there are any last-minute check-ins for this evening's Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. Any new check-ins anywhere, please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta, recheck.
Yes, sir. Recheck Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta. Come on in.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chuck. Just checking my handy walkie-talkie. And this is a new one, actually. It's one of those ID52, the little handheld. And I'm out in the trailer, going to sleep in the motorhome tonight and testing the heating system. And I put one of those called a kilowatt meter to the electric heater, and it is an oil electric heating system. And basically, the heating element is heating up the oil, and I put the meter on it to see how much does it cost me to heat up the trailer. I put the thermostat on 20 degrees. It keeps it on 20 degrees right now, running for 3 hours. And it cost me 21 cents. So it's 7 cents an hour to run.
All right. Sleepover at our pads, Winnebago.
Bring your own radio.
Yeah. And I'd bring a blanket too, just in case. All right, Arpad. Very good. Well, I don't know about the audio on this radio. It sounds I don't know, like you're in a barrel or something. Not a barrel, but it just sounds like you have a megaphone instead of a mic there. It sounds a little bit different. Well, you just go to the YouTube stream and go back to 952 or 951 there and play it back. You'll be able to hear it there, Arpad.
Okay, Roger. And how is this coming in signal-wise? I'm in the bedroom right now. Probably that's why it's a little bit echoey. And I did boost up the mic gain. Maybe that's what it is. This radio has a very, very good microphone, and I can keep it quite far away, and it's still working good. And it does have a good audio, and it's a dual banded 2-meter 440, and it does D-Star, so it's a quite neat radio, GPS based. Oh yeah, this radio tells you when you're traveling all over the world. Worldwide, it gives you the repeaters, not only the D-Star repeaters, but the FM repeaters, and you can check the closest repeater as you drive by, and it's switching. Well, it's automatically rotating the by the distance.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it's loud, that's for sure. But yeah, you can tell it's not a base radio, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. You're full strength over here from your bedroom, so no worries there. Great signal.
Yeah, I put it on to 2 watt just in case. I was doing 5 watt earlier, and I noticed this radio does the lowest power setting is 100 milliwatts, so it's a 1/10 of the watt. If I'm up at the escarpment, I can get into the D-Star repeater in Toronto with that very extremely low power. So how do you copy now? It's about 2 watts right now.
Can't even tell that you changed power there, RPAD. Still S9 plus, as Steve NFG would say. And yep, sounding the same. Good.
Okay, I've dropped it down to 1 watt. What about now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the trailer is between the 2 houses on the driveway. So, I have to go to a whole bunch of them buildings.
Yeah. Well, looks like you're about a 25 instead of 60 now. So it went down a little bit, but still, it sounds good.
Yeah, this is the half watt settings. Half watt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, still S9 plus. So I'd say around 15.
Okay, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear me. This is the 100 milliwatts, 1/10 of the watt.
Oh yeah, I can hear you. 1/10 of a watt, 100 milliwatts. You're S7. S7 still sounding good. I can hear everything you say.
Oh yeah, this is a good radio. The antenna what I'm using is a diamond extended antenna. So those are one of the best antennas. I would highly recommend to everyone to buy it at radio will $29 or $28 or whatever.
Oh yeah, but the diamond, what is it, 15-inch add-on antenna there?
Yeah, Roger. It's I'm not sure how long it is. The part number is SRH77CA. SRH77CA. Now, if you guys going to buy that antenna and you don't like it, I'll buy it off from you.
Oh wow, hey, you stand behind that product 100% then. All right, very good. SRH-77, right?
No, it's SRH77CA. So I guess I don't know what the CA stands for. Maybe it's a Canadian version. SRH77CA.
All right, there we go. Diamond. Oh, Walmart wants $72 for that, but Radio World only wants 28. So there you go. RH77CA. All right, very good. We'll have to look into that then.
Yeah, and it's 10 o'clock now, so hey, big recommendation. At 10 o'clock, Alex Jones is starting his transmission from Texas on 4840 on shortwave, AM actually, 4840. You guys may want to listen into it if you don't know who Alex Jones is.
Yeah, okay. 4840, my pen wasn't writing. And that's on AM, right? For shortwave.
Yeah, that's one of the strongest stations. You don't even need an antenna. Test it out. The transmission is coming from Florida, Okeechobee, Florida. That would be the name of the city, Okeechobee, Florida. And yeah, he's based in Texas, and he's a band. Actually, he's not allowed to come to Canada or any broadcasting station. Not allowed to rebroadcast him here in Canada. The only way to listen to this guy. He's banned on YouTube now. He's not allowed to be on YouTube. Alex Jones, but he still have this shortwave station because it's going under the religious company.
Yeah, I know all about him. He was just sued in court. He's got to pay hundreds and hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars in fines there. So yeah. All right, very good then, Arpad. It is 9. Well, it's 10 p.m. now. So anything else before we move along?
Yeah, actually, his fine was he had two charges with from two different people. $1.2 billion. So $1.2 billion. That's $1,200 million. That's how much he has to pay. It makes me laugh. That's how they want to shut the guy off. Oh my God! The judge is a wacko.
Yeah, I didn't really follow it, but I did see the headline for it there. So, all right then, Arpad, we'll maybe give a listen there. We still have to take out the garbage. Only 50% is out at the curb, and so we'll have to do that once we shut down here. So we're gonna try and go through a 73 round real quick, and so we'll say goodnight to you there, Arpad, and thank you very much for coming back to us.
Yeah, thank you, 73.
Okay, 73. So let's run down real quick. Garnett, you still there? Last round. George, GBD, are you there? NCA, Wade, are you there? PDL, Paul, are you there? This should be interesting. BK, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. Any last words before we put a bow on it there, Rick?
No, no last words except that I'm looking for a picture of Rambo to send you.
Oh, okay. Very good. Yeah, keep those emails coming, the jokes and all that there, Rick. I really appreciate it. So thanks for sticking around with us tonight there, Rick. And could you hear Arpad on his walkie-talkie?
Okay, I didn't hear him, the very last I didn't hear. Whenever he went down to the lowest power, that was probably with the walkie-talkie. But I turned in on YouTube and I could hear him very faintly there. So, yeah, he was getting really noisy there when he kept lowering power.
Yeah. I was getting him at a S7 here. So, okay. Yeah, that was, what is it, 100 milliwatts or 1,000 milliwatts or whatever it was. 1/10 of a watt. So, pretty damn good for a walkie. All right, there. Excuse me. The wife is sick. I think I'm going to get it too. All right, Rick, thanks a bunch. Anything else before we keep going?
No, just a reminder, turn their radio on and look out for 10 meters on the weekend, starting at 7 o'clock Friday night. And it goes right through till 23:59 on Sunday, which is like 6:59. Anyway, so yeah, 48-hour contest, that one, I think. And that should be good. CWR phone. So I don't think there's any digital in that one, is there, Chuck?
No, sideband and CW.
Yep, that's what I thought. So that'll be good for the guys that want to do that. Okay, 73 for now, and good night there, Chuck. VA3 CJZ, V3 BK.
Okay, Rick, thank you for all that information. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the this weekend for the 10 meters. Last time we had the 10 meter contest, I did, or was it? No, it was the CQ Worldwide DX. Yeah, I got 71 contacts out of that, and none of them were from Canada or the US. So that was really good. Hopefully, we'll have good conditions this weekend. All right, clearing with Victor Echo 3, Bravo Kilowatt. Let's go to Steve, VA3 NFG. Steve.
Yeah, there, Chuck. Good net there tonight. Geez, everybody's scattered. But I wonder if we got Richard out there still listening. I did miss his call sign, but maybe you can give me the call sign there, Chuck. You still in there with us, Richard?
Yep, not hearing him at all. It's VA3 VJC.
Roger. Okay, VJC. Gonna have to add that to my list. Yeah, I was getting them at about 7 or 8 S units. You know, it wasn't steady solid. You know, it was up or down an S unit and a half, minus or plus. But yeah, maybe he was on a portable or something like that. But no, that's all I got there, Chuck. Good net, and yeah, we'll see who else is out there for the 73 round. This is Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf. Back to net control.
Okay, very good then. Thank you, Steve. And thanks for the relay earlier. I was also getting Richard at S7, but I've got a high noise level, and I guess it creeped up in there with him, and it was very noisy. So thanks again for the relay. Next, let's see if Larry's there for any last words. VE3 LBI.
Yep, we're still in here, Chuck. Just listening along there. I guess quite a few people have dropped off, and I guess Paul must have fell back asleep again. I was going to ask you, have you done any FT8 at all lately?
Gosh, no, I haven't even attempted FT8 since the spring, or maybe in the summer I tried it, but I wasn't having much luck, so I just gave up on it. Well, we got all winter to go through that.
Yeah, there's quite a few post stations if you need some extra ones. Like a lot of the local ones are really easy to get, but if you need some that are a little bit farther distance, I'm finding the FT8 is helping out quite a bit, especially the Texas way. So actually, Hawaii was in there today too. I already had Hawaii, but I think it was the same guy actually.
Yeah, okay. We'll keep it in mind. I do enjoy the phone portion quite a bit, so yeah, we'll get to it. Okay, Larry. Listen, I forgot to call out Vanya earlier, so we're gonna see if he's still on his way to work or out of range or what have you there. So we'll say 7-3 there, Larry. Thank you very much. And let's go to Vanya, VA3XLJ. Vanya, are you still there?
VA3 CJZ, VA3XLJ. I'm still here, so I think this is the best spot, and everything goes actually. So I'm gonna just keep it short. I'm gonna give you guys 7-3, and I guess till next Wednesday.
Okay, there, Vanya. Well, you don't have to wait till Wednesday to give us a shout. We usually monitor the frequency here and the ZOE repeater and that. So if we're near the radio and we hear you, we'll definitely say hello. Thanks for hanging in there, my friend. Sorry I didn't get back to you sooner, but we can still hear you. Have a great shift and rest of the week, my friend. We'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you, Chuck. 7-3 to you and everybody. So I guess till Friday or whenever. 7-3.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And somebody was on earlier and mentioned a gentleman by the name of DX Commander on YouTube. And he has a whole bunch of videos on how to make homemade antennas and all radio related videos. Look him up. DX Commander.
Oh, yeah, I will. He does mainly makes AHF stuff, so which is interesting. I watched his YouTube channel and one disappeared, and there's a new one, but there's like nearly as much content as the whole channel did. So yeah, it's interesting, guys. Yes.
Okay, well, I just thought I'd pass that information along there. Looks like I'm starting to lose you a little bit there, Vanya. So you take care, be safe, and we'll talk to you again real soon. So we'll clear with Victor Alpha 3, X-Ray Lima Juliet. And last but not least on my list is Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey.
Well, I don't want to drag it out, Chuck. Great net as usual, and I'll just bid you 73s. One quick note for Steve. There is somebody on Ontario Amateur Marketplace Facebook. They are selling an FT5100. They want $160 for it. I know you were looking for economical mobile radio, so UHF, VHF, it might be something you want to look into. Anyways, thanks for the run an excellent net again, Chuck. 7-3s.
Okay, very good then, Mac. Thanks for keeping it short. I do have to take a break, but I'll be back on the radio either here or ZOE there after we're done doing what we got to do. So thank you so much for hanging in there, Mac. I can always count on you. You were not the last person on the list, but I decided to call on you last. So thanks again. And we'll catch you all again next week for week 1526 for check-ins with Chuck or Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. Thanks a bunch, everyone. It's been a blast, as it is every week. And tonight, we had a total of 15 check-ins. And that includes a couple from the YouTube live stream. If anyone wishes to listen to the stream back, you just put in my call sign in the YouTube search box. and that's VA3CJZ. And you can play the video back anytime or any of the videos that I have online on YouTube. So thanks a bunch, all 15 of you, and those of you who are listening and not keying up as well. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu saying 7-3 all, and good night.
73 Chuck, and thank you very much. 4840, don't forget.
Oh, that's right, on the shortwave. 4840. Listen to Alex Jones. Okay, thanks, Arpad. We'll do that. So we're going to sign off now. Thank you. VA3 CJZ.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, thanks, Mac, for the info there. I'll have to have a look at that. But I think I got one lined up. I just got to get somewhere to get it.
Okay, Roger that. If you're signed up for that Ontario Amateur Facebook